So this video right here took me less than 5 minutes to edit. Personally, in my opinion, I do not think that your short form video content, no matter what platform you are posting to, it should not be taking you hours to create just one video. My video editing workflow for all of my short form content takes me less than 5 minutes, and even the more complex edits that are like for longer videos take me less than 10. So today I want to walk you through my exact editing workflow all inside of Descript. I'm going to give you an exact tutorial and step-by-step workflow, but there are a few things that we need to make sure that we're doing before we even get to the editing process to ensure that that editing process is as smooth and as quick and efficient as possible. So number one being, if you really want to save time, you need to be editing on your computer or desktop and not editing on your phone anymore. Because if you're sitting there on a little teeny tiny screen trying to scrub through and clip and splice and do all these complex edits, it can add upwards of 30 minutes to an hour to your editing time. Whereas when you're on a computer, you have access to a much larger screen and a keyboard and a mouse for shortcuts, and just it's a lot more efficient. Now, don't get me wrong, I do still like to edit videos on the fly, on the go, that are very simple, very, very quick. But for me though, about 98% of the videos that you see from me are edited on my computer. The only time I lean into tools like CapCut or Instagram edits or leaning into posting natively on a platform, especially like TikTok, is if I do one of two types of videos. Number one, like quick compilations, maybe 10 to 15 clips that I set to music super, super quick, or B-roll with text overlay. So it's just a simple video with just some text set to, again, some music or trending audio. That's it. And those videos, even on a mobile app, still take me less than 5 minutes. And if the video edit is more complex than that, I am editing it on my computer no matter what. Number two, this one might ruffle some feathers, but you over editing your videos is just a form of procrastination. What you're procrastinating, up to you. Maybe it's not posting the video, maybe it's avoiding some client work, maybe it's like, oh, if I over edit, I can make sure that it's going to get more engagement, this, that, and the other. It's just a form of procrastination, and over editing is not going to do you any good. Done is far better than perfect, and I promise you those small little details and things that you're editing, no one's going to actually even notice, and it is just a waste of your time. It's not a revenue generating activity either. We need to get your video content out as fast as possible, making sure that it's as efficient as possible so that you can get back to doing what you love in your business. And also just let the message stand for itself. We do not need to sit here and edit every small little thing just to keep somebody's attention. Let your message stand for itself and the people that it's meant for. Number three, I do actually want you to lean into a little bit of batching. And now don't run away, don't get scared. I'm not asking you to sit down and batch record 20 to 30 videos. I just want you to use your time more efficiently. And what this could look like is you already took the time to set up your camera. You already took the time to maybe think of some topics. And if you're anything like me, maybe you did take some time to do your hair and makeup. So instead of just using those 20 to 30 minutes to record one video, maybe spend an extra 10 to 15 minutes and record 5. Nothing more, nothing less, just maybe a few extra videos if you have the time, but you already did the hard part. Why not maximize it a bit more? And lastly, when it comes to sitting down to create video content, I just want you to know the general structure and the general topic. Taking time to sit down and script every single word that you plan on saying, personally, I think is a waste of time. And you're going to forget the words, you're going to stumble over them. Personally, I think it makes most people less confident when they are scripting out every single little word. Instead, I want you to have an outline. I need you to know the hook. I need you to know a few of the talking points, and I need you to know the call to action. So just like a story, beginning, middle, and end. And have a rough idea of what you're going to say before you hit record. You can totally have your notes up on the side. I do that all the time, but I want you to keep this one key thing in mind. A little bit of prep work is actually going to shorten your footage time. So if you come and sit down and record a video and you have no idea what you're going to say, you're going to have a lot more ramblings. You're going to have like moments where you pause and think and really try and wrap your thoughts together. And that is going to extend your footage time, meaning you have to edit more footage. So doing that bit of prep work shortens that footage time. For me, when I sit down to record a short form video that might be 60 seconds in length, once it's done being edited, I maybe only have 3 to 4 minutes of footage to cut through because I've done that prep work ahead of time. And I do one long take. I sit down, I press record, I might review my notes, come back, and there's some pauses that I need to get rid of, but that's it. And plus, if you're anything like me, having some kind of game plan going into creating content just makes me feel a little bit more confident because I cannot think, talk and record and do all of that at the same time. I want to know what I'm saying before I hit that record button. So now that we've got the house cleaning out of the way, I want to dive into my exact workflow inside of Descript, and it's just a quick 5-part process. So step 1 is actually frictionless recording. And I know this sounds a little woo-woo, but I'm telling you that every time you have a point in your workflow that causes you to pause or think or react, or a part of the process that you hate, is adding time to your editing workflow. So for me, I noticed a big part of my process is that I hated file transfers or having to set up equipment a million bajillion times, or just like the lag that comes with recording videos. So inside of my video editing workflow, I actually record directly in Descript so that I'm not having to transfer those files and upload, download, wait for it to transcribe, that kind of deal. So what this looks like for me is I actually start a new project just like this. I know this is going to feel really weird and really meta, but as you can see, I go into Descript and I can actually select the different cameras and microphone inputs. So right now it defaults to my Mac Studio display. And right now we can select the camera and switch it to my Osmo Pocket. Let's see if it'll let me do it. I know this is kind of meta. It's recording 2 different things. But then I can also switch it. There's different microphones. So I have my Blue Yeti mic actually connected to my computer, and I simply toggle it onto there so that I now can sit down and record all of my content, and it is directly added into my video editing software. So again, it removes that friction point. As soon as I stop recording too, it's going to transcribe it and it's going to get it ready for the editing process. So now, before we even get to the editing part, we need to make sure that we are removing those friction points, and we need to have templates and brand elements already inside of Descript. Now, there are 2 different areas in which you can do this. So number 1 being the brand studio. This is a feature of the larger, more expensive plan. So even personally, I don't have it. But the way that I kind of get around this, and I'm still able to upload my own custom fonts, and I can still select my brand colors. They're just not stored in a nice, neat little place. So what I do instead is in this layout pack section, you can see that I have one for social media content and one for YouTube. Obviously, for this video, we are focusing on social. So in here, these basically act like any other kind of template, like that you would use in Canva or CapCut or anywhere else. So I have different layouts that I can then take the style and apply it to another video. So for me, I've taken the time to curate a few different styles of elements that I use in my videos all the time. So I use closed captioning on all of my videos. So I have like a more simple caption, I have a more animated caption, I have some larger captions, and then I have some more like large, fun, poppy captions. I also have a template for green screen because this is one of the visual elements that I absolutely love using in my videos, but the green screen process sometimes takes loading time, and so I made sure to templatize it. I also like to include fun text slides in my videos, and again, this is a way, since I'm not using that brand studio inside of Descript, I've created one with each of my brand colors. So basically, in certain points of the video, if I want to emphasize a piece of text, I just have like my brand color background with some captions on top. And for me, I don't do a ton of complicated or complex edits, but I do like to kind of have fun with my hooks. So I have some layered intros. I have some where like different words pop up at different times, and I want to make sure I templatize that because these types of edits can take you a lot longer if you do not have a template, if you are manually doing this each and every time. So if you find yourself using the same type of edit over and over and over again, create a template for it so that you're not starting from scratch every time. Now, you can do this one of 2 ways. Inside of Descript, you can start from scratch. That's my preference because I don't have a ton of really complex or crazy edits that I like to apply to my videos. I have my routine ones that I always like to do, but you can also come into their gallery and you can select any one of their pre-made templates. So they've got a lot in here to choose from. You can add your colors, add your fonts, and literally create these layout packs from templates that they have already created for you. So it's just a great way to make the video editing process faster. Don't worry, I'm going to show you how to use these layout packs, but the key thing here is you need to set them up first. Okay, so now let's actually finally get into the edit because now we've done all the prep work, I've given you all the tips, and now I want to show you how I can do this so quickly inside of Descript. So this first part of the process is actually letting Descript do the rough cut for me. First, I'm actually going to come over into the AI tools, and I don't let AI take away the creative part of the process, but I am going to let AI take away the mundane part of the process that I absolutely hate. So the first one being shorten word gaps. Because remember, as I'm recording, I do like to review my notes, come back. So there are some pauses, and then I am a millennial, so I do a millennial pause at the beginning of each video. And basically all it's going to do is show me all of those gaps of silence, and it's going to remove them for me. So what this looks like, if we actually take a look at the timeline here, you can see all these different pauses, these 2 seconds, like 1 second, and that's throughout my entire video. And we have about 1 minute and 44 seconds of footage. So when I click on shorten word gaps, I have it set to recognize any gap that is bigger than 0.1 second, and I have 21 of them. So it's going to find all of them, and it's going to shorten them to 0.1 second. So we're going to click shorten all. And in real time, that just saved 15 seconds, arguably. And I also didn't have to go through my video and clip all 15 sections. That would have taken me so much time. So now the next AI tool that I like to lean into, because I use a lot of filler words, I come up here and click on remove filler words. Didn't have too many in this video, but especially for like even long form content, this is a really good one to use. If you say like, here I did use once and I used very 2 times. So find all filler words, and you can click on this thing that says avoid harsh cuts. I tend to leave it out just because it won't recognize as many, but I click remove all and boom, done. Now, there are other AI tools that you can lean into to help you really get that first rough draft. Those are the ones that I use primarily for short form content. But if you have longer form, you can use some of these other ones. The only other one that you might use and that I've used a lot in the past is the studio sound. Now, I do like to use my Blue Yeti, and I tend to find that I don't really need to use this as much, but let's say there's some background noise or some echo, you can use this and it'll clean up your audio for you, so you aren't having to go in and auto level things throughout your clip. It just cleans it up and makes it sound a little bit better. Okay, so now that I've let AI do those harder cuts for me, what I actually like to do is go in and do a rough cut by just looking at the transcript. I go in and I look at, okay, I didn't like how I said this hook, so I'm gonna go ahead and delete it. 2 options here for you. You can do a strike through and it'll skip it, meaning it removes it from the actual final edit, but you can still see it. I personally hate that. I'm like, I want a clean transcript. So I'll go through and start to bring things together. Let's say didn't like this line, we'll remove it. We'll come up here. We will just start cleaning this up as we see fit. Let's say I didn't like this line, whatever. I will do a rough cut by just reading the transcript. I'm not playing this through. I'm not doing anything. And there are a few reasons why I want you to do this before applying any edits. Again, we're trying to shrink that footage as much as possible so that in the next part of the editing processes, we're not scrubbing through minutes and minutes and minutes. So just by doing those few steps, I took the footage from around 2 minutes down to almost a minute. So again, this is a lot less cumbersome and overwhelming to go and start to apply some of the fancier edits. Okay, so the next part of the process is I want to prep for using layout packs, for creating fancier edits or more complex edits. So while this is all still one scene, and that's kind of what was beautiful about Descript, is that you can apply different edits based on the scene work, and I'll show you how that works in just a second. But while we have a nice, clean, rough cut, I'm actually going to prep the entire video, meaning I want it in the right ratio, in the right size. I want the color grading to look good. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. So simply, I'm going to make this a 9:16. We are going to fill it. And then you can double click and like move this around, crop it, do whatever you need to do. Then I'm going to come over into properties and I'm going to apply my color adjustments. So like my color grading, making this a little bit better. So now that we have those core edits applied to the entire video, now I like to go through and create my scene work. I love leaning into the text-based editing features inside of Descript. It's just a nice visual cue. It's easy to quickly do some edits without, I haven't like scrubbed through this timeline once. Whereas in traditional video editors, to do some of this stuff, you have to scrub back and forth and clip and splice and do all these things. So again, this is just saving us time. So visually, what I like to do is look through and let's say right here, that was my hook. I'm going to hit enter and then I'm going to hit the / key. And what's going to happen is that's going to create a new layout, meaning that is where a visual element is going to change. So for this first section here, I'm going to want some kind of crazy fancy hook. It's going to be super fun and engaging. And then what I like to do is visually throughout the video, again, not scrubbing through that timeline, I will go and apply that same principle. And anywhere where I want a visual to change, whether that's new text, I want a green screen, I want to make sure my captions change or whatever that looks like, I can come in here and simply hit enter / and then we'll keep doing that. Enter / And you will do that throughout the entire video. I like to change things every sentence or two, or I want to emphasize certain words. Now, if you do want to lean into some more of those catchier, poppier, trendy edits, I personally think you need to have lines and sentences that look like this, that change every 3 seconds or so. That's not my editing style, but I know it's some people's. So we would just keep going through the entire video until you have your scene work all set up. And at the end, you're going to have something that looks like this. And this is what's going to make it so much easier to start to apply those complex edits and gives you a nice visual of, okay, every time these little scenes change, something visually needs to change as well. So now we are in the last part of the process of applying those complex edits. So now, again, we still have not watched this video. We have not used the timeline. I am now going to use those layout packs. I simply come up here, click on layout, and we are going to change the layout. And remember how I showed you the different categories of templates, layout packs that I created? So the intro, I see which one I want to apply. I know I want to use this one. Cool. Then what I'm going to do is click on the next scene and start to apply all of those different layouts. Now, I think for this one, I just want some regular captions. Now for this one, I think I'm going to want, let's go into layout. Let's do a text just to show you kind of what this looks like. And you go through the entire thing applying these different layouts until you have all of your video basically edited for you using those templates. So once you've applied those to all of your different scene work here, I'm just going to go ahead and show you kind of what this looks like. Now you can start fine tuning the edit. So up here, what I'm going to do is, these words obviously do not match what I have, so I need to change them. In here, maybe I want this text a little bit larger, maybe want this at 100, maybe here, I don't really like how that looks, so I'm going to extend this out and maybe make the size a little bit bigger. Actually bigger. I meant to put 70. So yeah, this is basically where you can come in and start to play around with the more complex version of it. So for this one, let's say I wanted to move these here. And for this scene in particular, I want a nice little jump cut. Let's kind of move things around here so that it looks a little bit more visually appealing. So now what'll happen is you can apply different transitions in between these scenes. Luckily, Descript applies this smart transition. So basically it'll match and look really good between different scenes. So I'm going to go ahead at this point in the process. Let's say I've fine-tuned everything. Now I get to watch it all the way through. Right now, my analytics are not where I want them to be, but I am still going to keep posting content in the same way that I have been for the last month. And here's why. I wasn't creating content consistently. And as I've come back, I've now been in about a month and a half of a groove of finding my way back to content creation, but with a new strategy in mind. And while the numbers aren't where they used to be, I can still see a steady trend upwards. And that's what I want to see when it comes to a new content. So that is what the advanced edit is going to look like. Even just giving you a demo, you can see that this can be done in minutes. Obviously, if I wasn't trying to explain things, I could have gotten this done a lot quicker, but this is my exact workflow for editing short form content. And this type of visual layout and not having to do everything in a timeline like you would in CapCut or like you would on any other mobile editing app just saves so much time in the long run. This workflow has saved me hundreds of hours over the last few years since I've been a Descript user. Now, if you're wanting to try Descript, you can head to the link in the description below to try it for free. And sneak peek, I am going to be creating a Descript YouTube course for free coming out very, very soon. So if you have any specific questions about Descript, leave them in the comment section below and I'll start to weave that into the lessons. Otherwise, I'll see you guys next week and don't forget to hit subscribe.